Hello, everyone. Happy Friday's Eve. Happy Thursday evening. And welcome to another edition of Travel Talk Live. I am Tabitha Washington, founder and owner of the Travel Crew, where we create phenomenal travel experiences for phenomenal people. How is everyone doing tonight? I know a lot of stuff is going on. For some of you, I know it is, you're excited about the kickoff to football tonight, the start of the NFL season. So, of course, I'm not trying to hold you long so you can get to your game. As always, I'm so happy that you're tuning in. You may be tuning in from our Facebook business page, The Travel Crew, or you're tuning in from our YouTube channel, The Travel Crew. Please check out our YouTube channel and subscribe to our page. We're trying to build that up, and I greatly appreciate the support. And you might be tuning in from our Travel Talk Facebook group. And if you're not part of the Facebook group, go ahead and get on in. In Facebook, you can just search for the Travel Crew Travel Talk, and that's the Facebook group page. Now, to those of you that are in the group, I repeat this every week, but I'm going to go ahead and keep repeating it. If you're watching this from the group, you will see that there's a little message over the video that says you can register your name. When you do that, you only have to do it one time. It lets you can put in your name, and then if you make a comment or question or anything, it lets me see who's talking to me. If not, it's just going to come across as Facebook user. But if you're okay with that and you don't want to change anything, no problem. Just when you make a comment, just let me know who I'm talking to. I like knowing that. It helps out. Let's see. So if you're out there, I do see people tuning in. Go ahead and just drop me a hello. Let me know if you're excited about the start of football season and fall. Um, Oops, maybe having some technical difficulty. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. I hope if you can hear me okay, let me know. I'm getting little signals about the connection. Hopefully everything's okay. But anyway, if you're out there, let me know you're out there. I appreciate it. Want to go ahead and you heard some bad news today about the passing of some people. First, we heard about the comedian David Arnold. He passed away, I think, at the age of 54. You probably have seen him around. It seems like he has a good history of writing and producing behind the scenes of some very popular shows. I remember him seeing on what's that own show? It's with the couples, the love thing, whatever. If somebody can remember what that show is, let me know and put it in the comment section. It's the one, where people talk about their marriages and their relationships and stuff like that. And I can't remember it. Let me see. I'm getting some. Try one more time with this signal. One with the couples and everything, and they talk about their marriage and all of that. So I remember seeing him on that. And of course, the other big news that hit later on this afternoon is the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, the longest running monarch of England, or the United Kingdom of Britain and Northern Ireland is the official country name. So condolences to both families. Thinking about that's going to kind of change the climate for a while in England. And to those that don't know, the Travel Crew is headed there in less than 3 weeks. About 2.5 weeks, we'll be in London for the New Orleans Saints game. So that's interesting just to see how things are going to play out. Just nothing against it. I'm just, wondering what I am curious, like what the vibe's going to be. What are all the experiences that are going to happen, the planning, just what the process will be. I'm just curious of what that will be like. I know everything is in line and in order. That everything has been planned out forever, the whole royal ceremony and stuff. But that was just an interesting thing. I thought about that today. Like, what will it be like to visit London during this time? So just curious. Okay. Let's see. We have Trudy telling us hi. Hey, Trudy, thank you so much for always supporting us and tuning in. I see more people joining. Thank you again. And to those who are tuning in, like I said, my name is Tabitha, owner of the Travel Crew, and this is Travel Talk Live. And tonight, what we're going to talk about is STEP. And you will hear a lot of people to say the STEP program. I say that, but really the P in STEP, STEP, stands for program. So, it's repetitive, whatever, but we all say it. So, to those who are traveling internationally, I wanted to talk about why it's important for you to use STEP. STEP stands for the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, and it's offered through the State Department for the U.S. And let me go ahead and drop that URL for you. You can see it at the bottom of my screen. It's step.state.gov. So go ahead and write that down or screenshot it if you don't have time you don't have pen and paper by you. Take a screenshot of it and keep that, bookmark it later, and go ahead and do that. So I'm going to leave that up so you all can see it, and maybe even want to just while you're watching me, take a look at it. So, like I said, STEP stands for the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program. And really what it is, it's a safety measure. Okay. Not trying to put fear in anybody, but it's never a bad idea to be safe. Okay. And so let me just explain what it can do and how it can help you. So really what you're going to do is when you go to that site that you see at the bottom, you see the address at the bottom of my screen, step.state.gov, you're going to enroll your trip with the U.S. Embassy. Okay. And what you're going to do is when you fill it out, you put your name, date of birth, your passport, your address, you put the destination of where you're going, like you put the country, but you also put the hotel, the dates you're going to be there. And I mean, if you're staying at multiple locations, maybe you're going to spend so many nights. Like for our South Africa trip, we're going to be traveling. We'll do so many nights in Johannesburg, so many nights in Cape Town, so many nights in Victoria Falls. You need to put all of that. You would put all of that information into the form that you fill out with the STEP program. And you would also enter it per trip, or I guess you would say that, like, if you're going to, like myself, I'm going to London in a few weeks, and then after I return from there, a month later, I'll be going to South Africa. I need to register each trip separately. Okay. So now, once you get all that information registered with the U.S. Embassy, how is that going to benefit you? And so these are just some of the things. It's nothing hard or nothing hard to understand, just some simple things that I want to touch on. And as I explain this, if you have questions, go ahead and put them in the comment section and I'll address them. Okay. So like I said, it's a Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, and that's what you do. You go on this site and you enroll your trip. All right. So now after you've enrolled, what happens? Well, now the U.S. Embassy has a record of you on file of where you will be during these times when you are not in the United States. What they will do, some things they can do is they can send you country-specific travel advisories. They're going to go to your inbox because you will be giving them an email address. How does that work? I'm not saying everything is going to, that anything is going to go bad. And you might be like, oh, I'm not going to any, country known for political unrest, or, a third world country or whatever. But things can happen. What they had some political unrest a few years back in Paris. Nobody thinks of that with Paris, but it could happen. And what they can do is they can send you details about any threats and stuff so you can be aware of what's going on. And it's not just threats like security threats, it could also be natural occurrence threats like tsunamis, earthquakes, hurricanes, things of that sort. You would get these notifications from the US Embassy because now they have a record of where you are. Now, how this can help is it can assist in your own evacuation. What if you do need to get out of that country? You are going to need assistance to make a swift evacuation. Well, because now that the US Embassy has record of you in that particular country, the embassy knows that they need to find you and make sure that their citizens, if there was a need to, evacuate, they would have track of what citizens are wearing and ensuring that they had a safe exit out of that particular country. Again, not just, I'm not trying to make you feel like it's only for violent situations. It could just be dangerous situations that have come about just from natural occurrences, like I said, a hurricane or earthquakes or things of that sort. So that's just something to keep in mind. Natural disasters, that's what I'm trying to say. Just going over my notes. Yeah, and so it just helps with the evacuation of U.S. citizens. So that's kind of a safety, like a secure feeling in knowing that, okay, the U.S. Embassy then in this particular country knows where I am. So it's that's just a little secure feeling. Also, it can expedite passport recovery in emergency services. Now, you do not want to lose your passport, but that's not to say it hasn't happened. People have lost passports before, or maybe their passport has been stolen. When I'm talking about losing a passport, I'm talking about in another country. I'm not talking about losing it here while you're at home. But if you're in the other country and you've lost your passport, or if your passport is stolen, you know you need your passport to get back to the United States, to get back home. So because you've already registered with the through the STEP program, everything's on file and it can help expedite the process a lot faster as opposed to if you had not done so. So that's another benefit of it. The information is already stored, with the US Embassy. So it's a little less effort that you have to do with proving yourself, proving the identity, that kind of thing, because you have everything already stored away. So that's something to consider too, is that if that happens, and God forbid that it does, nobody wants that to happen, that you lose your passport while you're in a foreign country. But just know that that's an extra sense of relief knowing that the US Embassy has an account of you. The other benefit of it is you can receive urgent information at home. Should something happen from home in the US and it is urgent that you be contacted in another country, this program can help with locating you or where you are so that information can reach you. Now, of course, because I have a travel business, I'm talking about it from a travel perspective, and because we're all travelers and we talk about travel. It's not just for trips. If you are going to another country for work or an extended stay or anything like that, you also want to register. So it's not just I'm taking a vacation, I'm going to register with STEP. But anytime that you're spending some time in a foreign country, you want to do this. Now, I'm not going to say I've used it everywhere. I don't think I've used it to go to Mexico. That's on me. Some people don't. Some people don't use it to go to Canada or whatever. That's your choice. Maybe it's a continent thing why people don't do it. But it can't hurt to do it. It takes about 5 minutes, I would say, to fill it out. Maybe a little longer, because I would hate for somebody to say, I timed it and it took more than 5 minutes. But it doesn't take a lot of time to do it. And like I said, you're doing your name, passport, address, phone number, but you will need your lodging name, hotel, Airbnb, or whatever it is. You are going to need the name and address of that location. And you will need to know the dates of your travel, because you will have to submit, when you fill out the form, it's going to ask you whether, to put in your dates and what the location is. So those are key things to mention. So just to sum it up, this was a short one, guys. It wasn't anything long, but it's important. It's an important thing I think y'all needed to know for to prepare for international travel, because I know with us, we're about to head out to London, we're about to head out to South Africa. And so with travel picking up, I just wanted you guys to have this knowledge, take this extra precaution. So what I've done, I've just touched on some key points, is that by enrolling in STEP, and I still have the URL up on the screen, it's step.state.gov. You go there and you sign up for the STEP program, Smart Traveler Enrollment Program. And the benefits are, you can get country-specific travel advisories delivered to your inbox. You can expedite passport recovery and emergency services. You can assist in your own evacuation. That could be, unfortunately, to any civil unrest, but also because of natural occurrences like hurricanes and tsunamis. And you can receive urgent information from home. So that's pretty much all I have to say about the STEP program. If you have comments or questions, go ahead and drop them in the box. If you've had experience with STEP, let me know. But I'm more than willing to answer anything that you may have about it. Like I said, I've used it before. I've done it. My intent was to do it today to register my London trip. I haven't done that yet, guys. But I just got so caught up doing stuff, I never even got around to it. That's not a good thing, but I will do that before I leave this American soil. I will have registered my trip, and you can register early. I don't think there's anything that's saying that you can't register your trip like early. You don't have to wait for a certain amount of time, and even I think I've heard of people registering like once they got to the country. I wouldn't advise that. I would really strongly advise you do it before you left the US, but just to know that it works, or it's beneficial to have to go ahead and register that. So I don't see any comments or questions. And guys, if you have a question that's not pertaining to STEP and you have something else, go ahead and put that in the comment section. But while you're and anybody, if they're putting comments and questions about STEP or anything else, let me go ahead and touch on some things. So I hope you see that URL in the corner, step.state.gov. Also want to point out, and I'm doing this based off some questions I receive, texts, I receive direct messages, DMs, and such, and people looking for information. They kind of hear about the trips, and they don't quite know where to get all the information. So let me say this: if right now I have the link for it says join crew, to get on our email list, that's the link you want to go to. When you do that, you're going to get first dibs on the trips. You're going to know when things are dropping. It's the best place to get the information. Social media is good, but social media depends sometimes on when you're on it, when you're actually on social media and what time, you may be looking at, how it is. You're not necessarily going to see everything that a particular site you follow is showing. But if you get on an email list, this is one way to secure that you're going to get that information. So I strongly urge you to go ahead. If you're not on it now, go ahead and do that. Get on the email list. And let's see. Sorry, guys, touching the wrong button. I took myself off the screen. I meant to show this comment from Tasha. Says, hi, I don't have questions, but I just wanted to say I applied for my passport. Congratulations, Tasha. I'm so happy for you. I challenged a bunch of you. I told you guys that y'all needed to go ahead and apply for your passport. So Tasha did it. She understood the assignment. And she went ahead and did that. I'm so proud. Good going. Go ahead and give her a clap. So the rest of you guys, if you haven't applied for your passport, remember a couple of weeks ago I challenged you all. I said you needed to apply for your passport, and if you already had one, then you need to go get it and check the date and make sure it didn't need to be renewed. So kudos to Tasha for going ahead and doing that. I appreciate that. All right. So again, you guys, if you hadn't applied for your passport yet, go ahead and do that. Do that now. And to those, I'm going to do another challenge. To those that applied for the passport or they had it already and they checked and it doesn't need to be renewed, go apply for global entry. Go ahead and get your global entry. It's $100 for 5 years. So that comes out to $20 a year. Okay, guys. Global entry is going to help you. Number one, it comes with TSA, so you can get through the TSA pre-check. It comes with TSA pre-check, I should say. So you can go through the TSA pre-check lines, but it also helps you when you're coming back into the country that you bypass that general customs line. So that's the challenge for the people who are like, I got my passport and it's current. I ain't worried about that. Go get global entry. There's your challenge. Do that. All righty. Another thing, good going again, Tasha. Another thing I want to bring up is I'm getting a lot of questions. Let me just go ahead and put this link on here. I'm getting a lot of questions about the St. Lucia trip, which is good. I'm so happy about that. If you missed our presentation last week about St. Lucia, then you can go catch it on our YouTube channel. We have that live presentation about St. Lucia. It's coming up next summer, next July. I've had some people, and not just with St. Lucia, I've had a couple of other trips. People are looking for roommates, or they're a little bit, skeptical about it. We do have roommate matching, but we don't have it on all of our trips. St. Lucia does not have roommate matching going for the program. And also, when we do offer roommate matching, you should know if there's no one available to match you with, then that's just, there isn't anyone. The roommate matching depends on two single people. I don't want to say single, but individuals that are looking for roommates. But if there's not any individual that's looking for a roommate, we can't match you. I hope that's making sense. But what I wanted to add is, in the Travel Crew Travel Talk group, you guys that are in there, feel free to just, it may be a bold thing, just ask if anybody's looking for a roommate. There's nothing wrong with that. There have been people who have, asked about it and stuff. I've talked about it before, that we have somebody that books our trips and always ends up finding somebody to room with. So I just want to encourage you guys. I know it may seem scary. Of course, we have single occupancy rate for anybody that's wondering, like, well, I just want the room by myself. And there are people that do. They don't want a roommate, and that's perfectly fine. We do offer that. But people that would, because of course the cost is a little cheaper if you're sharing a room, you can just, that's a good way to just converse, find out who is looking to room with somebody. I know it may be a risk or whatever, but it could be a lot of fun. Like I said, we've had the people that have ended up with roommates. I haven't had complaints. Or who found somebody that they got along, their travel styles matched and stuff, and they roomed and everything was fine. So I wanted to encourage you guys to do that. All right, let's see. We have another comment. All right, Diane says she applied for global entry. Now I have to interview. Hopefully I can do that on the way back from London. All right, Diane. So Diane is going on the same trip to London. And yeah, so what Diane is talking about, when you do global entry, after you apply, you also have to do an interview. The interview isn't long, but you do have to go through an interview. When I got my global entry, travel was just picking up, so the appointments weren't as crowded. But now I heard New Orleans, somebody told me it was some months. I think when I did mine, I waited a couple of weeks, and now it's months just to have your interview. You have your interview at different spots at airports. But what you can also do a lot of times is you can, on your way back from an international trip, you can schedule your interview to be at that airport for global entry and do your interview there. So that's just a little something I tell people: if you can't get that interview at your home in time, you can try to schedule it for when you land back on US soil from your international trip. So thank you, Diane, for sharing that with us. And let's see. Okay. So I think I covered everything I wanted to. That's the St. Lucia URL. Like I said, if you want some details on it, go ahead and watch the YouTube replay so you can get some more details about the trip, but also go there. Feel free to continue to send me messages in DMs, or you want to send an email. I'm not trying to discourage that. I'm just trying to give you another source for your information. Okay. So just another little tidbit. Oh, I know I wanted to add on to just sharing some stuff. This right here, this link, this is telling you about all our upcoming trips, because we have more going on in St. Lucia. We have Colorado coming up, Paris. We're going to Paris. We have St. Lucia, and coming soon. We're gonna be heading out to Dubai next year also. So stay tuned for that. Just seeing those going on, and like I said, the best way to get the information is to get on our email list. I needed to mention also, I just mentioned the trips and information about that, but it's more than that. You can get some emails about travel tips, travel news. We have a newsletter that goes out. So different things like that also come out when you're on that email list. So just letting you know about that. So guys, this has been good. Got you off in time for kickoff for NFL Thursday night football. I hope you guys have a great evening. Go ahead. Like I say, you have homework. For those that are traveling internationally soon, you need to go ahead and enroll in STEP. For those that don't have a passport, you need to go apply for your passport. For those that do have your passport, make sure that your passport is current and not about to expire in the next 6 months. And then after you have all that taken care of, then you need to go apply for global entry. Oh, we got one more comment. Let me see. Oh, you're welcome, Trudy. Trudy says, thanks for the info. No problem. Thank you for always supporting me, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in every week. I hope you have a great weekend. Make sure you stay safe and keep planning your travel, and I'll talk to you later. All right, guys. Bye.